basically lead it off to where there could be a sequel. And there fucking shouldn't be, because this was bad. Okay, so, dude, why do horror films fucking suck nowadays? Like, I guess that was like a perfect little way to introduce how this review is gonna go. But no. Okay, so I went and saw, of course, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, because I don't know if anybody watching has already seen it, or if you haven't, whatever, cool. I love the books, of course. Fuck, I read those things in elementary school. You probably did too. But this movie, man, I love Del Toro, and I love, oh my god, I love the stories and shit. They're twisted, they're dark as fuck. But here's the thing, the movie was underwhelming, or at least that's my opinion anyway. I don't know. Basically, there's no need to really go over the plot. Okay, the plot's so fucking simple. Basically, a young girl, you know, she's like an outcast, and there's the jock, of course, and then the wetback, which really, in the current times that we're living in, I mean, that wasn't really necessary. But anyway, girl randomly becomes friends with the random Mexican or whatever, and let me just start that over. Outcast girl, outcast friends. They want to go trick-or-treating. It's Halloween. So they do, but then they want to get revenge on a bully jock, and they kind of do, but the one kid's sister's dating her. Basically that then leads to, he's a drunken asshole who, well, he wants to basically kill them. So they end up in the car with a random Mexican who everybody kind of hates, or is speculative of, whatever. And then they have like a really great connection and bond, and that's awesome. And we find out that the girl's mother vanished or something, left when she was little, and everybody blamed her, and she cries about it at this drive-in. I just want to say real quick, I love character development, I really do, but in a movie like this, it was completely not needed at all. Like, I really could have gave a fuck less about any of their lives, really. I just kind of wanted to see the creatures, I wanted to see the stories come to life, I wanted to see how it was going to play out, how dark and gruesome they were going to go with it. But here's the fucked up part. This was like a 2-hour-long film. There was maybe 20 minutes of actual monster stuff happening, like stuff from the stories, you know what I'm saying? The rest was just built around this plot of these friends trying to stop Sarah Bellows, you know, the girl who wrote this infamous witchy book in which the stories read you. Yeah, I don't really, I get, it's a PG-13 movie, so yeah, they had to do that justice for the PG-13. Here's the thing though, I don't know if any of y'all recall the fucking books, but yo, the books were R. I reread the spider, the red spot, the spider story. I reread, and a story that I would have loved to have seen in that movie, by the way, that wasn't, which they should have probably thought about. Girl Who Stands on Grave. There was the basket, or Can I Hold Your Basket, rather? Can I Carry Your Basket? There was so many other amazing stories from that, like, collection that they should have at least referenced. They referenced a few, like A Haunted House, which was really, really fucked up and dark. But then they went and took A Haunted House and rewrote it, so to speak, into this, the main girl ending up becoming Sarah Bellows for just like a temporary period of time, to see how Sarah Bellows was treated, because she apparently was accused of killing all these people and poisoning all these people and being crazy and psycho and a witch and blah 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 blah. And then come to find out she was innocent. Okay, cool. I guess that ties into the plot. I mean, they had to have something, you know. I don't know. I was so underwhelmed with this whole thing. Little kids thought it was scary, and I mean, good for them. But like, they had nostalgia. Aesthetically, it was great. I mean, Del Toro don't fuck around, man. If you've seen Pan's Labyrinth or any of those, like, he's great with creature features and stuff like that. Like, I love the way he does things. You know what I mean? I really had higher hopes, mostly because I didn't really get to live the stories as long as I would have liked to. And yeah, spoiler talk. Basically, Augie, he's the, you know, he's the one that the corpse is looking for the missing toe. That was in the previews. But they show the corpse not as long as I would have liked, and the way he dies is stupid. Okay? How, for people who have already seen the movie, by the way, just a question here. How rational is it really for you to be on the phone with your mother and there's a huge thing of stew in the fridge and you're just like, hey, did you make this? And she's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And he just is like, oh, well, somebody made it and I'm just gonna heat it up and eat it. Who just does that? Who the fuck? I would question most shit in my fridge now. I don't trust my family. Anyway, no, real shit. Just what the fuck? Oh my gosh, by the way, found out my movie theater now has reclining seats. Like fancy shit button, you know, it's like, wee. I'm sorry about that. It was like totally random thought. It was just, that was the highlight of my day, quite literally. I just feel like I should have known about that. He's not first, okay? The first one to go is the jock, the drunken asshole who is going to get eggs for the neighbor. And he hates this scarecrow Harold, or, you know, the story of Harold. They did that pretty well, actually. Didn't do it long enough. Did it pretty well. Harold was creepy as fuck, okay? But, I don't know, it lacked that, like, they could have been more grunge with it, because the story was a little bit more, I don't know. You know, anyway, so he's drunk, Harold's pissed, comes to life because of the story writing itself, or whatever, and, I mean, we already know what happens. Harold fucks him up. But not in the way he did in this story, and not like he should have. Should have fucking honestly scythed that motherfucker in half. Something, you know? I don't know. PG-13 though. You know, he puts a rake through him. Kind of, I guess, cool. And then all of a sudden all this straw starts coming out of him, and he starts quite literally turning into Harold, into a scarecrow. That was his death, his fate, whatever. Never to be seen again. And then you got the rest of them who are like, oh my god, this could be real. And then they try to burn the book, which obviously don't work. But that was after Augie's death. You know, just like, check this out. This is as good as I could get, okay? I also just wanted to, like, I don't know why it bothered me so much, but if somebody is clawing the floor, like solid wood floorboards and shit, like to get away, okay, like, and they're leaving like very noticeable deep scratch impressions on that floor, their nails getting torn off. PG-13 though, I get it. But yeah, that was a decent sequence. I honestly, I did not like the acting in this movie, man. I feel like I don't really know a lot of the cast except for the cop, who kind of just got on my nerves and didn't really play a big vital role in the whole thing anyway. But the rest of the cast, I don't know if they're newbies, unknowns, I don't really care. I felt that they lacked a lot. Like, the scene where the jangly man was really good with that one too. I loved the way they did that, actually. The graphics of the body parts coming down the chimney.
He's gonna say me. What's going on? He's gonna say it, listen! Me, I don't kill you, Walker. Are you shitting me? Just let us out, please!
But you're really gonna tell me that you're speed racing in a police cruiser and there is like a fucking weird mutated monster man that can dismember himself, rebuild himself, props, and just come and get ya? You know what I mean? And you're gonna probably die, and you're barely making like a huff puff noise. He's just like, oh, he's all over the car. Then he puts on the seatbelt. And I'm like, the way it made it look in the movie, like this dude was going like fucking at least 50, at the least. I'm sorry, it just looked like he was going 50 plus. He then smashes into another car. No airbag deployment. This dude ain't fucked up at all. What? Dude, I have totaled a car before without airbag deployment, quite literally. Wasn't a pretty thing. And it was like a head, yeah, not important. I'm just saying, I was kind of like, dude, act more afraid, act frightened. I get it, you children. Like, the setting is this little shitty country suburban type town in the middle of nowhere, you get me? And like, they're not unlike us. These children are not desensitized by all of this bullshit, okay? This should be something new to them, something, what the fuck, how? I'm gonna die, let me scream, let me act afraid. The only time I felt like the acting was good was when the girl called her dad and was like, Dad, I think I'm gonna die. Good for her. Really? Anyway, I don't know. Honestly, the only scene that I thought was worth watching, but still wasn't even that good, but it was really hyped up, the red spot, you know, the spiders in the face, did it semi-accurately to the story. Here's the problem. It still was not nearly as cringy, dark, and disgusting as the story was. And those who read it know what I'm talking about. That shit should have been a rated R thing. I mean, you can check it out though, so. I love getting interrupted. Mom, what was the name of the characters in that movie again? I feel like I should remember, but I don't.
Charlie was Chuck.
There was a Chuck.
August was Augie.
Augie.
Stella.
Stella.
Ruthie.
Okay. Anything significant happen that you remember in that movie other than the clips? Like.
Other than what?
The clips. Who were the two? Just Augie and the other guy died. That was it. And obviously the.
Tony.
What's the other guy's name again?
Chuck. Chucky.
Chuck.
Chuck.
Are you sure? You said Charlie.
They called him Charlie, and then they were like, "Oh, Chuck."
He wasn't a memorable character, I thought.
He was the first one to go.
No, he wasn't. The asshole was
But I mean,
the first one.
I-
What is your rating on the movie?
Like what?
Out of 10.
Maybe a 7.
Really? A 7?
Should I give it more than that?
More.
Oh.
7 out of 10 is good. That's not...
For that age range that they were going for, it was good.
Alright.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad that I had to ask my mom the character names because I kind of forgot already. Anyway, so okay, now that I know the character names... Did you say Chuck? Now that I know the character names, I can tell you which ones died. Okay, I mean, you're gonna see it anyway. If the clip hasn't already been shown, it's shown. This is a mess because I got interrupted. So it's all edited around each other and I'm just like, fuck it, man, go with the flow. But basically, there's like the kid Chuck, who's his sister is the one with the red, you know. She was the one who was also with the drunk douchebag who dies. Yeah, you know, they're all intertwined. Anyway. He is actually the one that goes after Augie. So it's douchebag, then it's Augie, then it's, well, the sister had the thing, then it's Chuck. Because the sister lived. She's the only one that was like in a story and lived. I didn't get that either. Whatever. But then the cop was like, she's committed to the loony bin forever. She's done for. Really? Then why is she in the last scene? I'll get there. Wait. His death to me was cute. Chuck's death, the little like curly kid. Because he he kept fearing this creature with long black hair, this woman or whatever. And he was in a red room and blah blah blah. And of course that came true. That was his story. Saw it in the previews. Okay, this like thing, a lot of people talked about how disgusting and fat and ugly or whatever this monster was. I think it's cute though. Like honestly, just wanted a hug. And I really don't know how to explain that death. And I don't care to. Because I wanted to laugh the whole time. Oh, the face with the big eyes. Like. So after he goes, then it's just Stella and the dude. They get arrested via that whole place, you know. Like the establishment they're at, because they break into a hospital to try to get records on Sarah Bellows. That's where they find out that they were shocking her and trying to get her to say what they wanted her to say because the family is fucked up. Her whole family is fucked up. I can relate. Long story short, because honestly, there really isn't much to review about this other than the basic turnout, you know, because it's based on subject material. I think my opening is still the same as my closing, okay? Because, like, they get arrested together, the guy and... Anyway, the Hispanic dude, I don't remember his name. Oh, Ramon, okay. His name's Ramon. Ramon and Stella, they end up, you know, locked up. But then that, like, the jangly man comes, kills the cop, and they get the key. They get out. One goes to the house to solve the mystery, and... She then sympathizes with... Oh, that was another part where she did really good acting. But she then sympathizes with Sarah about what happened. And she's like, I'll write your story, girl. And Sarah's like, will you? And she's like, I got you. I'm already doing it. I'm using blood. Whatever. So she starts writing the true story of Sarah Bellows. And then... Then Sarah Bellows, just like the music gets all weird and she turns into this like, nah! I'm trying. Ghost thing, and then boom, it's all over. But her two friends are still dead. Or missing, whatever. Which then leads me to the end where their, you know, beautiful little monologue about how a story can heal and a story can hurt and a story can be fake sometimes, whatever, and how, you know, they're on a mission and they're gonna find their friends. And they basically lead it off to where there could be a sequel, and there fucking shouldn't be, because this was bad. Fed the fuck up with a lot of horror films, especially recently. Like, I haven't seen a good horror film in a while. Hereditary was good. It was good. I can't wait for It Chapter 2. Fuck. So, the other thing that bothers me about this film, I'm sorry this is so scattered, for real. Just bear with me, okay? But the other thing that bothers me with this film a lot is that it is doing this stupid trope. Where did this trope come from? I get that it's always been a thing in horror films, more so slasher genre than any of them, to be a little bit on the more comedic end with a lot of what you're doing, to try to make it more entertaining, to try to keep it fun, you know. But the goal here with a horror film is to be scary and entertaining. So a little bit of comedy is not bad. But the stupid ass jokes they made in this movie were awful. And honestly, they did the same shit in It. They're gonna do the same shit in that movie Ready or Not, but that's actually classified as a horror comedy, not just a horror. So that is okay. Don't classify some shit as just a fucking horror movie if it is not. If it has a like excessive comedic overtone, it's not a horror movie. It's a horror comedy. That's it. Those are facts. Get over it. We don't need to laugh every time we're scared, and we don't need to be scared in order to laugh. We don't need the comic relief all the time. Hereditary did not have it. Hence why that movie was so fucking amazing and scary. It was dark. This movie really tried and did not succeed with that. They tried with a lot of things. Didn't succeed with them. But the visuals were beautiful. It was shot amazingly. Duh, Del Toro don't fuck around with that. And the acting. Here's the thing though, I'm 23, not 12. I tried to regress into my, like, youth, my 13-year-old self, you know, to get PG-13 mode, to try to let the inner child out so I could enjoy it more because of the brief nostalgia I was feeling. And then, like, when I let my inner child out, it reminded me that I had a very traumatic 13th year. So then I tried to regress just a little bit more, like maybe like age 9 or something like that. You know, like, ooh, this is all new to me, you know. Oh, I'm scared. I love it. Then I remembered I had a super traumatic 9th year also. Then I was like, what age period can I possibly regress to for this to be, you know, better? It's not bad. Okay. It's not horrible, but it ain't good. And I'm getting kind of bored. Because it's a 2-hour, it was kind of boring too. So then I'm like, what age, whoa, okay, these little children sitting around me and shit, let me get in their zone. Then I just kind of remembered that I've had a lot of fucking traumatic years my whole life. So then I ended up in the theater crying about daddy issues and a whole bunch of other things that happened to me when I was little, and it was just not a good time. No, I'm kidding, sort of. I'm so grateful I did not pay full price to see it. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I thought it would have been a waste. It's a fun experience when you're bored. Go see it if you're bored. Go see it if you want to see something creepy but not scary, not really all that good, but, you know, whatever. And try to enjoy it. I personally give it a rating of, like, okay, just for the nostalgia stuff and, you know, whatever. Like a 6.3. 6.1 out of 10. I know. I mean, I hope you enjoyed this review and stuff. This is my opinionated review, and it's my honesty about how I felt about it, and the fact that I just kind of am sick of horror films being shit nowadays. Like, God, Hollywood needs me. I don't know if you've seen it already. If you have, let me know what you thought. Let me know if you share the same opinion. Cool, whatever. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I don't care. Check out the rest of my channel. Show me some love. Mwah. And, scarecrows alone are creepy, so don't piss them off or you'll end up like, you know, this motherfucker. Oh, and if you haven't read the books, do that. But yeah, that's it. I'm sorry for like all the rambling and stuff. I just had to collect my thoughts and really just try my best to get it out there, and I hope this edits well, and yeah. Have a really, really good week. Day, night, I don't really care. Lots of love, and thank you for watching. Mwah.